That's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drill. Yeah, yeah, champion, huh? Yeah, we here.
The rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Baltimore Ravens. A fairly short kick from the 14. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season-open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I missed him, it would have been a long night.
No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace. Not the desired outcome, but probably won't be the last time we see them take a shot downfield.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
1st and 10.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Back at his own 6-yard line.
Now on 2nd and 13. Jackson, open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
3rd and a yard.
Now Ballage. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hekker to punt it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. That's taken in by the tight end, Josiah DeGuara. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 14 yards, good for a Packer 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Rodgers now on first down. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And right side, they're going to go option here. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Gain of a yard. And it's third down.
Throwing now is Rodgers. The quick slant caught. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jay Sternberger, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the early lead. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this out to the 25.
Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A great return there of 22 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 6-0 our score after 1.
Nothing.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who is open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 6.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He finds Kalen Ballage, his running back. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They go play action now. Jackson rolling to his right. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end and went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
Not much there, only a yard.
The 26-yard line.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Jackson will throw again. Being chased out left. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11. At the 11-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Pass incomplete.
Rodgers' pass thrown to the sideline and incomplete. It's 3rd down and 11.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Green Bay.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Rodgers again now. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Zay Jones was the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10.
Going right back to Jones. This time the connection made.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And this one caught by Delaney Walker. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now a first down carry by Jones. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
Third down, and they're going to try the jet sweep. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point try now for Crosby. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go.
The score, Packers 20, Ravens nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
5-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Preston Smith, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. He's going deep for Brown. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. Looking downfield for Jones. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll go out of bounds, making it all the way down to the 5.
At the 5-yard line.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. Play action. Now Jackson on the move to his left. Now he'll pull it down. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and it's a second down.
At the Packers' 31-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
1st and 10 at the 10-yard line.
Now Jackson. And that is incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
And 10 yards to go.
They go play action with Jackson. Rolling to his left. He can run, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens cut into that lead.
Ravens
This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number one.
It should be number one, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep it back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Taken about 7 yards deep and not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. That's a jet sweep. This is Adams. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
They'll try and run for it to Jones. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it's going to yield a new set of downs.
1st down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. This is Jones. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Well, look at this, a tight end carry. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
Now the toss to Jones, running right. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the Ravens, they'll take over.
Time to go to work. Let's go.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. We're in Baltimore, 3rd quarter action, 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. From the gun, it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. This is caught inside the 15. And they do finally get him at the 12.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. Might get to him and get him on the ground. And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
And it's caught.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Brings up third
and that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
It's 4th down.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Baltimore. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the fourth quarter. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. A real chance for them to salt this game away after that turnover on downs, holding a 2-score lead in the fourth quarter. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 at the 2-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Again, it's Jones. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense is just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it. Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10. On the delay, Jones. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fielded at about the 28. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Throwing again, Jackson. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Preston Smith make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And it is incomplete. The Ravens go for it but come up empty. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position.
Turnover on downs.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time. And that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
And it's 3rd down.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This to make it a 3-score game late. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And Crosby missed it. No good. Wide to the left for Crosby. And this score will stay right where it is.
23.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The throw there finding its way to Boyle. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From midfield now, here's Jackson, eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this when I think the part of their plan was to hit him over the top with the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
And that'll be incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And it's 3rd down. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, Jackson. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Decent gain on the scramble of 6, but now it's 4th. Flushed out right. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the 1st, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jackson dancing to his left. toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go. It's Jackson on fourth down. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Kenny Clark, and the Packers D comes up with a big stop. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. And they'll indeed take a knee. And they will take a knee here.
Tonight's final.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Packers, the win will be number 11 for them on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago. Once you're ready, go ahead and select Advance Week to get to your next game.
Never holding back, I'm going in my coffin, middle finger, poke it through the casket, no turning. coordination. This is second nature. All is automatic. You fools hurt. Jesus will.
Yeah, I use a dub, I'ma win, I won't lose with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. I turn the knob, camera assist, I'm incredible. Yeah, came for the dollars, call it vegetable. Then I did the dash, can I catch me, bro? Ooh, then I did the dash, can I catch me, whoa? Your whole team it by myself, it's a solo mission. Running up the charts, I'm a fool, dog. Turn the whole field to a schoolyard. Bunch of students ain't eating round here. I'm the GOAT, little man, and I made it loud and clear. Put the gas on them like I'm with the Cavalier. Show no love, got the confidence, no fear. I use a dub, I'ma win, I won't lose with this. Ay, yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Ay, yeah, I'ma act a fool with this. Yeah, 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 I'ma act a fool with this. Okay, yeah, yeah, can I hit that? Okay, yeah, yeah, can I hit that? Ready for this. Since like 9-5, I've been eager for this.